It's 97 out of the box, H-Town's #1 hip hop and R&B station. Que pasa, gente? It's your homegirl, Jessica Jeans. It is the late night hustle and supporting independent artists, the underground, local, Latino hip hop, right here, along with the Hustle Town Network platform and Hustle Vida platforms, supporting you. And also follow me on social media at Jessica Jeans so you can see how I can support you back. Now, I've been trying to stay consistent and bringing artists out here who have done and made a big impact in the Latino hip hop community and just in Houston and Texas music in general, all across the country. And in the house, man, GT Garza.
Yo, what it do?
Hey, thank you for coming.
And I appreciate you.
And it's been a while since I've talked to you, but I do got to credit you with launching the Hustle Town Network. A lot of artists have come through our Hustle Town Network platform. A lot of growth has happened in the last 6-7 years. You were my first interview to come on. You believed in the movement. And I gotta credit you for coming in and believing and trusting me. And now we done blown this thing up and created a whole movement. So thank you, GT Garza.
That is so live to hear.
Yes.
Time flies.
Yeah, I mean, you have been a staple in this city, Texas music, and for Latinos, for a lot of us, for a very, very long time, putting on. And, you know, you've always been somebody who has taken your craft seriously, somebody who's taken the business seriously, and had a lot of history with a lot of different artists. You've worked with so many different people, and you continue to work with a lot of different people. And that's one of the things that I love about you and your music. But for anybody who's just getting familiar with GT Garza, give us a little background on GT, as far as, you know, what side of town you're from and how you started and where you're at now.
Man, I'm an H-Town MC from the southwest side of, Houston, Texas. Just came up rhyming, in the underground, doing music around Texas, and we here.
Yeah. So I didn't know this until recently because I had to do a lot of history on H-Town and from back in the day, but the Chopaholics.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
I met them in Galveston, Texas, when they were doing a concert. I was battling on the beach, and I won a battle for Sunkissed Sun Lab, and I ended up linking with them. And they would invite me to do freestyles, be on their tapes, and they helped me really learn how to freestyle, clean on the radio, all that stuff. So DJ Kool-Aid actually, he was the one that told me to put Garza in my name. So shout out to Kool-Aid and Overdose for, they always put me up on game, so I appreciate them for that.
Yeah. And, since then, you've done a lot, including now you have your own label. I mean, you're a whole brand, a whole label out here. So what made you decide that you wanted to go that route and not just be the artist, but actually create a whole movement and empire behind it?
To be honest, growing up, man, we used to jam a lot of Texas music, Paul's and Slim. And I remember, watching Slim branch out and build his label. And it was something after a while I just wanted to create and just see what it could do. And it was something that I never attempted. And so once I started, I just couldn't stop trying to build it. And it was not just all right, I'm finna just try to go out here and freestyle it. We put plans together in circuits and did different tours. And we just wanted it to be as big as possible. So, it was something I always dreamed of doing, and, we're continuing to do it.
Yeah, and, I was fortunate enough to see you one time up here with G-Man. And you were pushing, I think it was I'm a King.
Yes.
Yeah, so you were pushing that, and I remember running into you in the hallway. And then at that point, it just clicked for me on how I wanted to help, to highlight and showcase all the other talent in this city when it came to Latinos, Mexican Americans, and Mexican rap, Latino hip hop. And, being here in Houston and surrounding areas, I started to see that there was so much untapped talent. And so, again, I do credit your work and the stuff and the doors that you've kicked open for a lot of us out here in the fact that how I wanted to highlight. And so now we're able to do that on the Late Night Hustle. So again, shouts out a GT because it's been a big dream of mine to be able to have, Latino artists on a hip hop station. And then just be able to spin some of the records and show that love. And so, again, I'm just so proud of everything that you've done, from mixtapes to full-length albums, to you even bringing Crystal Poppin our way. There's so much that you have poured into this woman, and so much that has come out to make us all proud as Latino women. And now seeing her do records with Jenny 69 and blowing up across the country. GT, what did you see in that artist, and she part of your label, or how's that going?
Me and KP met in, man, don't let me mess the year up. Probably about 3 or 4 years now.
Okay.
I was doing a tour. She came to open up for the tour. But the minute that, she rhymed on the mic, I kind of was like, okay, this is tight. Money Mike was the person, was like one of my best friends, but he was the person who, saw her, brought her through, and really was like, yo, this is dope. So he definitely helped me, like, get hip to what was going on. And then, once we got done with the tour, building the company like I was trying to do, I felt like, man, it was something that I think I could try it. I think it could be dope if we brought a female artist to Houston and she kicked some raps, you know what I mean? And like the conversation we had earlier, I just knew when she came out and people heard her for the first time with myself or whoever, it was going to be one of those, oh, well, can she really rap? Can she really rhyme? And she can. So once that was like understood, like she could spread her wings and do whatever she wanted. So it's so dope to see her now, doing bigger records and expanding and be able to travel like freely and do what she wants.
Yeah.
That's tight.
And you're traveling.
Oh yeah, like
you're everywhere.
Like
I can't keep up with you, GT.
Well, the thing is, like, I like finding new talent is cool. I'm always working on myself, like we're always working. I'm always gonna do shows and tours. I think just at a certain point, it just becomes bigger than yourself. And I know with like Hustle Town Network, you feel the same way. You're trying to find other opportunities and other things that you can, link up with and create and help mold, or just gravitate towards so you can create longevity for yourself.
Right.
So it's just new ventures and new ways to hustle.
Yeah, so you were just on a tour, or was this just, hey, you're getting booked and you're working?
Yeah, that's it. We do that every year. We get like different circuits that pop up. We usually try to do, maybe 3 or 4 shows per weekend, and then come back during the week to handle whatever we have to do back here. Make sure our merchandise is cool, and then boom, we shoot right back out.
I like that one of the things that you do is, which sometimes it is lost. I've seen it with a few, rappers that are out right now, where you'll do dual albums with artists. So what are some of maybe the latest ones that you've done?
I did a duo album with Baby Bash called Player Man Mexican 4. We were talking about that earlier. That came out with Paul Wall, Sam Nice on it, Desi Hollow from the West Coast on it. Bunch of different Texas artists. We try to like grab as many Mexican American, Latin artists that we could, and just come out with different bangers and just have a good time. So that's out right now. Player Made Mexicans 4. They can check that out digitally everywhere. And then me and Crystal Poppin did Army of the Robots. It's a volume 1. It's our first tape together.
Okay.
And we're rhyming back and forth on the same songs. We're, going back and forth on hooks and verses.
Nice.
It's a bunch of dope different producers on there. So we were just trying to do something different for ourselves as well as, musicians and MCs.
Now you told me something interesting about the cut you were talking about with Baby Bash. Also has, this one has Paul Wall. It has Baby Bash on it too?
It has Bash, Sam Knight, and Paul. Paul Wall, yeah.
Okay, and that song is called Count My Spokes.
Count My Spokes, yeah. We got a video for it out right now.
All right, so you told me something interesting about that. Tell me the story behind that and what happened with that.
Paul was at the video, and him and Sam Knight were going back and forth on the idea about, I guess, because I'm not really a sports guy.
Okay.
So, I can watch it, obviously. I'm a guy. I guess we have to watch it, you know what I mean? Like, I can keep up with it.
Right.
But they were talking about the Astros, and so I guess they had already came up with the idea for, to flip the record from Count My Spokes to, How About Them Stros.
What?
And it's like the same syllables, same, everything. And I was like, bro, that is so dope, bro. That's a crazy idea. And so I guess when they Astros won, they did it. And it was the most craziest cross-marketing, dope, genius idea you could ever do.
That How About Them Stros. We was all singing that.
Like, for Paul, it's the most, like, you have to have an ear. You have to just know music and, like timing. It was so dope to watch and, like, just see it, manifest.
Man, you know what? I think maybe people need to hear the original. That way they understand where that song came from.
Man, as long as it gets heard, hey, it's out. It's just dope marketing. Like, the capitalization on the marketing was genius.
All right,
and that's what I appreciate.
Let's kick it for them. So, GT Garza, introduce introduce the song.
This is Counting My Spokes, Baby Bash, Paul Wall, Sam Knight, and myself. Here on 97.9 The Box.
Before I drove the red lack, I used to try to holler, but they wouldn't holler back. Not until I made my paper stack, pockets fat. And now I got my money in a brand new home. Matching Cadillac, sitting crooked on chrome. Big fat sack, me and Bash getting stoned. As we laughing about the ones in the past that did us wrong. They all trying to make up, but hold up, slow your roll. They wanna ride when we hot, but where you at when it's cold? And when we pull up slow on foes, low to the curb, I let them count my spokes, then I swerve.
They say if you ain't got no haters, then you ain't got nothing poppin'. But it won't face, but fellas never been an option. The haters see us make it blazing flavors through the topless roll.
Count my spokes. Okay, I hear it.
That's a genius idea. Paul is so smart, man. That's
Wow.
just a great idea.
Yes. Incredible.
I mean,
Now
what
we
else?
all got an anthem.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
I
Like,
mean-
look, I'm just here. For me to even be on a song with Baby Bash or Paul Wall, number one, it's just, I can go home and sleep well. You know what I mean? So just to be a part of something bigger than what I'm doing, I'm happy, bro.
Well, you've done so much. I mean, you've done it all. What else is there for GT Garza? What else is there for you that you want to get done?
Oh, man, that's a great question. You know, in my mind, I used to be like, man, you have to, you know, be in front of millions of people. You have to, like, do all this crazy stuff. And it's like, well, that would be amazing, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But realizing, like, you know, at a level I'm at the age I'm at, it's like, hey, I need to just go home and be happy with myself.
Mm.
So I think just me being happy, period, is something I've been working on for the longest time.
Right.
And that's something that's more just like, all right, where do you want to see yourself? Like, where can you really imagine yourself? Even if stuff does or doesn't pay off, like, what would make you happy? And it took me a long time to even, like, ask myself that question.
Wow.
So I don't really know what else I want to do. I just want to be happy.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
mean,
I mean?
that's actually one of the toughest things for a lot of people to find these days.
It's
That
crazy.
peace and
It's
that
a deep
happiness.
question without even really thinking. It's like, well,
Right.
what really does make you happy? I guess really just like your family and what you can, because what do you really end up with at the end of the day? It's like
Right.
you go home and you have to deal with what you're doing at home.
Right, because in this business, it's so easy to get caught up in a lot of craziness. I mean, right now, you know, even, you know, with violence and
Well,
being
and
rap
then
game
like,
and-
I mean, when you travel, you always
Yeah.
end up in a hotel room by yourself. It's like you're just there, and it's like, okay, I look in the mirror, I'm getting ready for a show, and it's like when I'm done with the show, I go to the hotel room and I'm by myself. And it's like, all right, so those are the moments you really reflect on and be like, all right, well, I know I'm here, so am I happy with myself?
Right.
I was like, well, yeah and no. So you gotta just battle those things out and, you know, figure out at the end of the day what is it that really makes you tick.
Yeah.
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Man, check on a rapper. Check out how they
Sometimes
doing.
you have to, man,
Yeah.
because people get caught up in their creative, you know, process, or they get caught up with like looking at comments and being an artist. Like, number one, you have to have thick skin like crazy. You know what I mean? Because people are always like saying crazy things about you or talking crazy, you know, and you know what's going on around you like
Yep.
at all times.
Right.
But it is always good to check on somebody that's just being a creative. It just not even just music. You know what I'm saying? They even say actors. Some actors like are crazy when they like are not in the like limelight. They just are characters. You know what I mean? And sometimes them characters like man, I don't even talk about that. Never mind. It's just you're right. Yeah, as creatives, whoever it is, man, you might want to just check on them and say, how you doing?
Yeah,
Even if
them
they say,
emotions
hey,
run
man,
deep.
I'm good, say, no, I'm not talking about you when you walk outside. I'm talking about the home you. How are you? Are you all right?
Yeah.
And that's a
real.
big part of a lot of people. You
Yeah,
know what
that's
I'm saying?
real. So this is the late night hustle. Before I get out of here, I like to teach people a little game, right? Because people out here trying to hustle and be like, man, GT been doing it for a minute now, or you know what, this person I heard of GT, but they're like, you know what, I want to be in this game long term, or I want to be where GT's been, done, doing. What's your advice to those people?
Study music, study business, and I know when you say study business, it's like, oh man, all type of like random things pop in people's heads because it seems like a lot.
Yeah.
And it seems crazy because like well, business is a lot of things, and it's like, well, you kind of just start off small. Sign up for an ASCAP or BMI. make sure that you know you have your publishing, which is an ASCAP or BMI. There's only a couple companies that you can run your publishing through.
Right.
So every time you put out a song, as a writer, it gets counted for, and you can get paid. If you want to put out your music through DistroKid, it's a yearly fee. Or you want to go through a company that's a local or regional or nationwide distribution, you can find one, put your music out, and just make sure that your bases are covered. You know what I mean? And really, that's just uploading your music. It's a hit all the digital platforms. You can market it and put it out. Marketing is just, you know, how you're going to drop it. You know what I'm saying? What does it look like? What does it feel like? All that. You cover those 3 bases, man, you'll be cool for a little bit. You know what I mean? Just make sure that, you know, those are covered and, you know, you can get things rolling.
Man. Well, man, I appreciate you coming by the Late Night Hustle. It's
Always.
good to reconnect with you again.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what else is going on with GT. You're always an inspiration. So, you know, regardless, again, I just want to salute you and thank you again
I appreciate it.
For a lot of the things that you've inspired me to do in my position. So, I mean, it's like I'm just so grateful that it's now come to full circle that now we're on the air and we're able to have this conversation, not just on
That's
video online, but actually we're all on the air. So it's been a big accomplishment.
Was it first aired just online?
It was just online. Hustletown Network was just
That's crazy.
online.
I
just
believe.
the blog. Yes.
I believe. Nah, just like, y'all did the work. No, y'all did the work, man. I just showed up.
The inspiration, man. Where can they follow you and keep up with you?
Instagram, obviously, it's ITZGT Garza. Man, that's it. Somebody hacked my Twitter, so I don't even use it.
Oh, man. And the YouTube. I mean.
Oh, YouTube is youtube.com / what is it? La Machina TV.
La Machina TV.
It's LAMAQUINA TV, La Machina TV, youtube.com.
All right, man. Y'all follow the movement. Y'all keep up with GT Garza. Thank you for being here on the Late Night Hustle on 97.9 The Box.